So now on compassion, I have to confess that offering these reflections and receiving the invitation to follow up Elizabeth Christine on this manifestation of the open heart has been a humbling place for me at this time. As after the Greece pilgrimage, I returned to my family's home where I don't regularly live. And as you might experience yourselves, the space of family is one of the highest training grounds that there is to employ, to embody these manifestations of the open heart. And truth be told, I have not done a very good job of this, honestly, of late, with some fairly strong trials of it. And so it was an opportunity to have compassion for myself initially through it. And so my sharing is inspired by, as I shared earlier, from Ken MacLeod's guidance on compassion. He shares, compassion puts us directly in touch with the human condition. It is the difference between a faith that opens us to life and all its complexities, and a faith that forces us to close down to protect what we cannot or will not question. He shares, compassion enables us to accept and appreciate the experience of those with whom we have differences. In difficult situations, it gives us the power to find a path that meets the vital interests of all concerned, when possible, and to minimize the pain when that is not possible. Compassion cuts through beliefs and goes straight to the heart. And in times like these, where through the laws of what we see in our environment or the dignity of the human spirit, or in just the meeting of impermanence in our lives, when reality drops out from under us and we experience this emptiness, the sense of a non-self or of no ground, all sense of opposition vanishes. And so what happens then? Without the walls that a sense of self provides, we can feel, at times viscerally, immediately, and deeply the suffering, the pain, and the struggle of others. When we see that, compassion is not a choice. As I sat with this recognition, particularly as one of the results of the practice, or the practice itself to embody compassion, I traced Thay's lineage, his Zen Buddhism lineage, back to one of the major branches of Buddhism, which is the Mahayana tradition, which is the aspiration to actually not reach a form of enlightenment that takes us away from earth or to some place other, but to say that we will stay here until all beings are liberated. And so within this practice, within this tradition, within this branch, compassion is used to transform emotional reactivity into attention. And that attention is turned to awaken the mind to its nature of brilliant emptiness, as the Dharma so has realized it and points us in the direction of. And then that same emptiness, that emptiness of self, of separate self, becomes the basis for a different kind of compassion. This interweaving of emptiness and compassion is expressed in the Sanskrit word bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is an accepted and widely used translation of awakened mind. It permeates every aspect of Mahayana teaching and practice, where it, as I shared, essentially guides us. It allows us to meet the profound nature of a path of liberation by having our core aspiration to be the liberation of all sentient beings, the wellness of all beings. And so this is taking upon ourselves the choice point from that reactive nature towards a freedom from the confusion and blindness of our reactivity, a freedom in which all choice disappears and we can simply, and might I say not so simply, developing the ability to respond to the struggles and the needs of others according to the circumstances of our lives, which is why Thai speaks to the power of being with suffering as one of the highest ways that we are shaped to be able to offer compassion when we are tuned in with both our suffering or of those around us. We are better able to respond. And so I would like to close with the 4 great vows in the Zen tradition, which provide a wonderfully succinct, pragmatic, and profound articulation of bodhicitta, of this awakened mind that wishes to move through life for the benefit of all beings. And so the vows say, beings are numberless. May I free them all. Reactions are endless. May I release them all. Doors to experience are infinite. May I enter them all. Ways of awakening are limitless. May I know them all.